Howdy folks, Jamboree here, and in this video I'm going to be doing a Patron requested review of Superman vs the Elite. When the Atomic Skull breaks from prison again, Superman manages to beat him, but the public begin feeling concerned that Sup's no-killing policy isn't effective enough, because criminals continue to make the world hell. In comes the Elite, a gang of superheroes who are willing to slaughter baddies for society's safety. Led by the telekinetic Manchester Black. Supes is angered by the Elite's methods, and so begins a serious rivalry. What I admire about this film is that a lot of the intrigue and tension comes from the differences of opinion, the clash of ethics between two sides of an argument. While the film is clearly siding with Superman, it doesn't let itself become this echo chamber for Clark's message. No, the film actually lets the Elite have their say, quite a lot actually. This is what stops the film from being preachy and boring, because the argument isn't one-sided. Both Supes and the Elite get to draw up valid points or raise solid questions. It's this kind of writing that makes for good cinematic debating.
The world's overflowing with sick puppies. Original sin in 36 flavors.
I'm not an idiot. I know there are bad men in power. It's not a perfect world, but we can't just throw morality in the garbage.
You don't have a clue what it means to live in fear, do you? To wonder why no one can stop the bogeymen who knock down skyscrapers or blow up schools.
I also like that Clark does let himself question what's happening. He doesn't stubbornly stick to his guns. He genuinely wants to ask himself if he's wrong. It's a humble maturity that makes him interesting to watch when not arguing with the Elite. He's especially wary of how public citizens perceive his values and the flashy new Elite. He doesn't stereotype everyone as idiots or condescend them as being below him. He wants to see things from their angle.
So even Smallville's rooting for the Elite.
Well, just the loud, angry, and stupid.
Come on, it's not that simple. I don't think that I make them feel safe anymore.
In turn, we as an audience begin asking ourselves the same things. When does pacifism become too extreme? How much power should a superhero legally have? Can killing evil really solve all of the world's problems? It's fascinating stuff for a straight-to-video animated movie. The Elite themselves have this captivating confidence and charisma to them that makes them both scary and compelling to watch. When they argue a point, we can't help but listen, because we can tell that they truly believe in their cause, and they really do think that they're fixing the world.
You're buggered, mate. Give my regards to Satan, then.
No. He's going back to Strikers.
Back to jail? Are you daft? This is what happens. More pain, more suffering.
Yes, they're very colourful characters, but they fall into this moral grey area between hero and villain that makes them fascinating. It's like they have one foot in good and one foot in evil. Manchester Black makes for a very mesmerising leader of the Elite as well. He has this Northern English charm and punk personality that amusingly contrasts against the squeaky clean Americanized Superman.
In a week, people will forget these countries ever existed. But they'll never forget the day Superman declared war on their favourite son.
He tells a sympathetic backstory, but considering the lengths he's going for his cause, a part of us can believe that he forged said history, which does later turn out to be the case.
I made it through those files on the Elite. Mr. Black's backstory is a load of rubbish. Failing to mention that his sister is still alive is a good example.
Fortunately, all these battles of moral philosophy are broken up by some genuinely sweet scenes between Lois and Clark. This couple are adorably loving and calm when together. They'll happily tease each other, but it's only because they feel comfortable around one another.
Maybe this time they'll learn that crime doesn't pay.
Wow, okay. That's, wow. It never occurred to me that the S stood for silly.
It wasn't that bad.
When have you ever said crime doesn't pay?
Lois plays a really unique role beyond being Clark Kent's girlfriend. When Supes is contemplating the popularity of the Elite or questioning his own ethics, Lois is there to offer various perspectives. She doesn't try to heal his ego or delude him into denial. She wants to encourage him to be objective and rational about the facts.
I think they can beat you. I'm sorry, but they are willing to go places you won't. And they are so damn strong.
Not to mention, Lois gets involved in her own way too, from personally investigating Manchester Black's profile through her journalistic skills, to trying her best to cool down the public when they border on becoming an angry mob.
Stop! Listen to Superman!
So how does the whole situation get resolved? Well, after everything that's happened, Supes resorts to giving the Elite a taste of their own medicine by lowering himself down to their level. It's a rare time where we get to see a darker and more unhinged version of Supes that might disturb loyal fans. Luckily though, it's all an act, everyone is safe, and Clark just wanted to demonstrate how scary a more aggressive and unforgiving Superman could really be. Considering how far Supes has been pushed, This seemed like the best course of action to change everyone's minds.
Yes, they did see.
They saw the ugliness of violence as a solution, and it frightened them. It frightened me too when I decided to cross that line and do what you do.
Now, I do know that this film's ending has divided fans. You see, in the film, Supes decides to lobotomize Manchester and take away the elite's powers. But in the original comic, Clark did no such thing. Folks have been split over this adaptation change. Personally though, I still haven't decided. On the one hand, the elite have proven themselves to be dangerous and are prone to abusing their powers, so maybe they deserve to be stripped of their gifts. On the other hand, Superman has spent the whole film preaching against superheroes being judge, jury and executioner, so who is he to decide that the elite should have their powers removed, which is, in a sense, an act of killing a part of who they are. I don't know, maybe I need to read the original comic to come to a more confident opinion, because I'm on the fence as it is. To conclude, Superman vs. the Elite is a special kind of Superman movie, because it's less about a simple story of good versus evil, and more about the conflict between a symbol of hope and a team of anti-heroes. It'll entertain you with its gripping animated action, but also leave you thinking deeply about superhero ethics. So what did you think of this movie? Let everyone know in the comments below, and don't forget to click that like button. I've been Jambariki. Cheerio, folks.